have tape on this rice paper. I'm putting my second sheet of rice paper over it. And since my tape is plumb or straight, I know that the edge of my second sheet, which is right here, so long as it runs parallel with the edge of my protective tape, I know that my rice paper is straight. This is high-end Phillip Jeffries rice paper. Why does it feel wet down here? Was your hands wet?
The glue is cold.
What?
The glue is... No, I didn't touch it.
Good. Okay. So what I want to tell the viewers is this. We have glue on this side of the paper, this wall covering, but we put a fair amount extra in the corner. Okay, this is a cloth, and we want the cloth. This is a lightly damp white terry cloth rag. Do not wipe your grass cloth or rice paper or your manila hemp with a wet cloth. This is barely wet. It's just slightly damp. I don't want you to do that. Okay. Always wipe it off, anything you're putting on this, because it will stain. Now, the goal is, you don't want to cut corners if you don't have to. If we cut this corner, this material is so thick, we run the risk of having a very visible seam in the corner. Why is that? If the corner is not perfectly plumb and has any humps from plaster, from the finishers, we will see that manifest in this very thick paper, this very thick wall covering. So, my advice to you is, don't cut your corners when you're dealing with these natural textured products, okay? Vinyl's different. Paper is different. I want you to push these corners in. This is going to soak into that glue in that corner and become the corner. This is like a rag that you're going to use. I'm just trying to explain the thickness of it. Okay, I'm pushing it in. I'm maintaining plumb with this, very important. We have horizontal lines here. This is a random match pattern, fine. But if this is not plumb, you will throw off your horizontal lines and it will be visible. Okay? Keep your camera on this and I will grab the ladder behind you. Go back. Awesome. Avoid the temptation to slide your plastic smoother in the corner, okay? Push it in there, but don't slide it. You know why? You'll make a dirt mark on the wall covering, and you can't get it out. It's a mark. You're always feeling your corners on this type of wall covering for horizontal ripples. Okay. Now, with my smoother in the corner, I have, because the corner is off, I need to get this bubble out. Now, It's in the corner. Stretch it. Push that paper diagonally up so that we can avoid having to, okay, looks good, having to cut the corner. Okay. Let's cut our corner. Very sharp 9mm blade. I'm going to put my smoother up into that corner. But before I start cutting, I'm going to penetrate the wall covering first. And I can hear it. Now I guide the rest of the cut. And you can hear all of that material you're cutting through. I did not break the blade off. You can see the problem that I'm having already. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring my blade up again. I'm going to penetrate the wall covering first. Push in. You can see the difference when you do a new blade. Very important how your wall covering looks in these corners. You're going to use the corner on this, watch. Put it right up there. That's how I want you to do it. Get that corner nice and sharp. Okay. And that's how you get Phillip Jeffries rice paper placed in your corner. Show them the corner up and down. And this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. And I'll show you with the double cut how we do it. Let's do the double cut. Okay, come on this side. Very similar to the cuts that we did in the most recent series on this Phillip Jeffries textured wallpaper. Let me give you the same. Now, I have a 30-inch edger where I can just hold the handle, but this wall covering makes my edger slide, so I'm going to go with this. This is what can make or break your job, what I'm about to do. If you can't do it like this, please use a straight edge and make sure that your cut is perfectly parallel with the edge. Parallel meaning that the lines never converge, they're straight, right? They're constantly straight apart from each other. Okay. Nice and easy. Now, here's what you get the knack for when you do this. I'm cutting through 2 layers of wall covering, right? So how is it that I'm not cutting the wall? Well, you develop a feel for the pressure that you put on your cut, whereby you don't penetrate the wall. I have failed so many times at not pressing hard enough, at pressing too hard, that after a while, you figure it out. On any other double cut, don't take your blade off the wall. But this wall covering is so pronounced, so textured, that I can see where it ends. And so I take it off on these alone. Now, I don't want this obstructing my vision as I go down. I'm going to just cut it out of my way. All right, now that I'm at it, I'll break a new blade. line up my, and when I start my cut again, I'm not going to start it on the edge. That might make the rest of my cut crooked. I'm going to line I got 2 inches here. I'm lining up my cut with the previous one, okay? And I'm just going to start my cut again. Oh, I was a lot further along than I thought. Get those air bubbles out now. Okay, folks, we're ready to cut it.
That little girl died in the most traumatic, terrifying, in the dark, alone with a monster.
Pearl called an eyewitness, 17-year-old Glenn Gurley, to the stand. Gurley testified that on the night of the murder, he saw Teresa talking to Duckett. Moments later, he saw Duckett leave the scene with a small person in his police.
They have polycarbonate shields that you can put behind your wall covering, just in case you're heavy-handed and you might penetrate the sheetrock behind it.
Had made sexual advances while he was on duty.
They were all accosted by Duckett
So if you need that,
in uniform.
just go online and look up the Steve Boggess strip. Bogges. Tell him I sent you. I asked him, you want me to advertise for your thing? He said, that would be great. I thought he was going to give me a commission, but he didn't. So, I still tell you where to get it. Okay, so what am I doing? Well, this tape was protecting any glue from getting on. But now, here's what let me explain this now. This is my overlap. This is my underlap. Before I put this second sheet on, I protected my first hung sheet with tape. As you just saw, I pulled off half the tape because I have cut through it. Now, I'm going to peel this back and remove the scrap underneath it. This is my underlap. And as you can see, the nice thing about this is that the tape pulls it off for you. And that's one of the 2 good things about this tape. That it not only protects your wall covering from getting glue on it, but it also pulls off your underlap very nicely. Now let me show you how to do this. Let me just tell you, on this wall covering, there's not a whole heck of a lot of glue, okay? It's just enough. So what I'm about to do is to smooth this seam out without pushing any glue from this out onto the seam. But if you loaded it up, don't do what I'm about to do. Okay? You have to put it on nice and easy. Let's go up the seam. So I go up the seam easy. I got a little tension on my seam. I don't know why, but I do. All right, it's a good failure for you to see. Okay. So what you want to do is, if you find that your seam has tension on it, that manifests in, what's going on here? It's an overlap. All I want you to do is, see this, you can't move this. This is on an hour already. Take your hand. You get like the friction part of your palm, just to move it over. Just a hair. Because if you don't, you're gonna see something's not right. I'm using 2 hands here. One to smooth out any, you see my corner, when your corner is not plumb, you're gonna get challenged. your wall covering is going to develop horizontal wrinkles because the wall covering is trying to adapt into that corner, and you get, they're not bubbles, they're actually wrinkles in order that the wall covering fit into the corner. So I'm feeling with my right hand, smoothing with my left. Very tricky, but with patience, don't panic. Even though this is, I think she said 200 something a yard. Something like that. It's all coming too. Now, you can do something called overdoing your seam. You can keep, you know, if you panic, you might say, what's going on? All I want you to do is feel your seam. If you feel something, you're gonna see something. What do they say in New York? If you see something, say something. That corny logo about safety. If you feel something, you gotta do something. But if you don't feel it, you won't see it. All right. It's interesting. I don't know how I got tension on my seam, but it has to be because the corner is not a perfect 90. But you can show them the seam. Show them the seam up and down. Very nice. This is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. You can do this too. Don't panic. Even if you did it wrong. Look, guys, if you did this wrong, don't panic. Take the wall covering off, tape this again, move it over, recut it. You don't have to worry if you messed up. Take the wallpaper off, move it over, cut it again. See you on the next one.